In the early morning hours, the Antwerp Diamond District was as silent as a dawn-painted canvas. In its midst stood the Antwerp Diamond Center, an untouched fortress brimming with wealth. The thought of over $100 million worth of diamonds resting inside had stirred a group of adept thieves into action. They had been planning this heist for months. Inside the vault was a matrix of top-tier security measures, infrared beams, motion sensors, and cameras, all installed to repel the most cunning of criminals. For the thieves, however, these systems represented not an impenetrable defense, but a puzzle to be meticulously dismantled. Leonardo, the mastermind of the group, gathered his team in a poorly lit room. Their faces were a tapestry of determination. "Tonight we make history," he declared, explaining the precision that their plan demanded. Each member nodded, acutely aware of the impending danger and the significant reward that loomed. Nearby, in another building, Marco, the technician with a reputation for infallibility, worked at disabling the alarm. His fingers danced across the panel, bypassing circuits that seemed to him like mere lines on a roadmap. He was ensuring absolute silence as their entry loomed. Meanwhile, Sophia, the hacker, connected to the building's security systems, looping camera feeds so seamlessly that the facility appeared deserted. Her fingers flew over the keyboard, showing old footage while the reality unfolded, keeping their plans cloaked from any digital observers. Antonio, with the hands of a safecracker, approached the vault door. His hands were the steady strength of experience, manipulating the lock with an almost tender precision. Every click resounded like progress, each one a step closer to unveiling the treasure trove within. Elena, vigilant and alert, stood guard in the corridor. Her senses were sharpened, honed like a blade, for any sign of intrusion. The distant echo of sirens reminded her of the relentless passage of time, their opportunity as fleeting as the night itself. With a final satisfying turn, Antonio unlocked the door, letting it swing open with a hushed groan. The team hurried inside, adrenaline mingling with awe as they realized the most perilous part of the heist was just beginning. Under harsh artificial light, the diamonds glittered menacingly, each vault a dazzling promise. The team was swift, trained hands slipping diamonds into dark bags, bolstered by the intoxicating scent of possible fortune. "Cameras still holding," Sophia's voice crackled in their earpieces, keeping everyone focused. Marco kept watch over the empty streets below, attuned to the smallest movement. Time moved with deceiving speed as they finished gathering their loot. Each diamond bag was a weight off their shoulders, but the clock was a looming figure, ticking away to the scheduled security round. Footsteps from down the hall froze them, a janitor making routine rounds, blissfully unaware of their intrusion. They stood still, breaths held, hoping the shadows would keep them hidden. The janitor continued, passing by without detecting their presence. The sighs of relief were silent as Elena signaled them into action, urgency propelling them toward the exit. Their path to freedom led them to a back door, but fortune was unkind as a security guard serendipitously came into view. They crouched low, anxiety gripping them until he passed by, missing the drama unfolding right before his eyes. Finally outside, they ran to their waiting van, a prelude to newfound freedom. With a turn of the key, the engine roared to life, their laughter a blend of triumph and disbelief as the van disappeared into the night. Moments later, in the safe, secluded interior of their hideout, Elena admired a diamond, its sparkle a beacon to a brighter future. "This is our ticket to a new life," she whispered, feeling the radiant potential it promised. Regrouped at their hideout, the team began the exhilarating task of counting and sorting the spoils. The diamonds were the physical manifestation of their success, making them momentarily forgetful of the danger that still lurked. Yet unease crept in, an invisible tension. Despite the flawlessness of the heist, Marco's practical mind warned them, "We need to disappear fast. Our luck won't hold indefinitely." Sophia tried to reassure a contact who would help them unload the diamonds. Everything's on track, yet her gut whispered that haste would be their only savior. Back at the Antwerp Diamond Center, panic erupted as staff realized the theft's immensity. The cameras were devoid of evidence, detectives puzzled by the perfect execution of an imagined crime. Headlines screamed of the historic heist. Across Europe, authorities remained watchful, yet the thieves smugly reveled in their temporary victory, unaware of how quickly eyes would turn their way. As they plotted the diamond's sale, anxiety marked Leonardo's face. "We need to ditch these diamonds fast," he stressed, feeling the world's tightening scrutiny. Meanwhile, forensic squads scoured the vault yet found nothing but vacancy. A perfect heist, a crime without footprints, leaving investigators to muse over possible next moves. Unexpectedly, betrayal came from within. Their network held a mole, a venom that seeped into their plans and granted law enforcement clues to their possible routes. A dread-filled message poured into Sophia's phone. "They know. Move now." Adrenaline spiked, and she scrambled to alert her comrades that their meticulous way of life was disintegrating. In haste, they decided to separate. Elena would take her share of diamonds to another sanctuary, while Leonardo and Marco ventured elsewhere, placing faith in fragmentation over unity. At Elena's bolt hole, the police swarmed before her fleetness of foot had a chance to act. Her capture was swift, a moment marking the first tangible gain for law enforcement. From a distant vantage point, Leonardo and Marco watched in sinking horror as Elena was overtaken. Trust wavered, and the gravity of their predicament sank deeper within them. The net around them contracted with inexorable surety. As the team disintegrated, Leonardo and Marco vanished like shadows upon dawn. Inferential dogness characterized the investigation as Sophia's inadvertent lead drew authorities closer. Piecemeal, the police assembled fractured clues. If you like it, please like and subscribe to the channel to receive all that is new.